Alrighty guys, what is going up? Welcome back to the best investing money management channel on YouTube. I am your host Carter, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about why I just bought Nvidia stock. Ticker symbol NVDA. Just by looking at the chart, you guys can see it has a beautiful chart. Really lows here at around $356 and highs all the way up here at $776. Okay, this is giving us a performance year to date of about 105%, which is crazy. You know, if you compare this just to the S&P 500, the S&P 500 still has a really good outlook, but it only has a return of around 42%, which is still amazing, but not as good as 105. Okay, so the main reason why I am pretty much buying this stock here is pretty much for like a 5 to 10 year outlook. Now, Nvidia makes computer chips, computer parts. They work with a variety of companies from Intel to, Alienware, Dell, a lot of companies. And they make phenomenal parts. And when you have good parts, you have really good revenues, right? So looking at Nvidia's revenue here, you guys can see that they made around $5.6 billion. Okay, and this is an 83% increase year over year. Okay, looking at all these, you guys can see they only had one quarter in 2019 where they actually lost money, and this was a 6% decline compared to the 53% increase, 63% increase, and overall 83%. So it's not that big of a deal. Okay. And another thing that I really like about this company is the fantastic margin. They have a profit margin of 27%. So what that means is every time Nvidia brings in $100, they actually profit $27. Okay. And this is pretty good because if you compare them to the pretty much computer giant Apple has a profit margin of around 21%. So they have a little bit of a better profit margin, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, looking at one of the most important things, they have around $12 billion in cash. Okay, and this is still around a 22% decline, which at the end of the day, you always want them to be able to save cash. Comparing it to their long-term debt, they only have $5.9 billion in long-term debt. So they have way more cash on hand than long-term debt. That's very important. The reason why is because if the company ever slows down, they will need leftover cash to continue to grow the business, right? Not to mention, okay, you get growth of 105% over the past year. You will get dividends, 16 cents, 16 cents, 16 cents, 16 cents. It's not much, I get that, but it's better than nothing. So technically, this, in my opinion, is probably the most undervalued dividend stock out there. Okay, not to mention they are rumored to do a split, which is going to make the shares a lot more affordable. It's a very bullish thing for a company to do. If we look at Apple, when they did their split, this was a huge thing. Look at this. Look at this lead up to this split, 4-to-1 split. Okay, huge bullish move to do. Another company that had a huge bullish thing was Tesla. Look at the overall growth before the split. It sold off, consolidated to a fair value, and then overall continued to push its way up. So I think we're going to have a very similar outlook with Nvidia. Not to mention, we're just getting started on computers. If you think about the overall growth, do you guys think people are going to get, stop using them anytime soon? Or do you think we're slowly getting more and more reliable and dependent on these computers? So these companies that are going to be making computers and AI and all of that, do you think we're going to overall do you think we're going to continue to use them? Absolutely. So I think Nvidia, in my opinion, is just a great company to have in your portfolio. Looking at it, the only thing that does scare me is this. The price to earnings ratio is around 77.7. Okay, compared to Apple has a price to earnings at around 20, 22, 23, depending on the day. Okay, so some people would consider this overvalued just by looking at the price to earnings. But here's what I always say. When Amazon was trading for $700, they had a price to earnings at $3,200. Similar to Tesla. Tesla had a price to earnings at $1,600. Looking back at both of those stocks, we would have been foolish not to buy them. Nvidia, I have a very similar outlook with it, and I think the price to earnings, you just have to understand higher price to earnings is just going to bring a little more volatility to the stock. So for me, this is an absolute bargain for a stock. It is a massive buy and one that I am going to be buying heavily in, and I've already been buying this for the past couple of months, if not a year now, but overall, phenomenal growth. I'm super excited to see where this goes. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and we will see you guys later. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, stay safe out there. Take care, everyone.